for the last few days.
Hassan's family told the New York Times he was mortified at the idea of having to deploy. He had people telling him on a daily basis the horrors they saw over there. Hassan was an American citizen, the son of Palestinian immigrants. He was born in Virginia and he had a home in Maryland. He joined the Army out of high school, which paid for his college and medical school education. This is security video from a convenience store taken yesterday morning. The owner says Hassan was a regular customer and says this video shows Hassan in traditional Muslim prayer garb. Hassan also told relatives he was harassed in the Army for being a Muslim. In a written statement, Hassan's family said it was shocked and saddened by the events at Fort Hood. Ending up in harm's way is the part of a job description if you're in the military. But military personnel expect to be safe on their own base, and they do not expect to be attacked by one of their own. Canton reports.
Unsuspecting violence at U.S. military bases around the world has a long, bloody history, with Fort Hood, Fort Carson, and Camp Liberty in Iraq scenes to some of the deadliest violence. October 16, 1991, a 35-year-old civilian drives a pickup truck into a Fort Hood cafeteria and fatally shoots 23 people, wounding 20 more before killing himself. It was the deadliest shooting rampage in American history until the Virginia Tech Massacre. July 18, 2009, a 30-year-old soldier from Wisconsin is shot and killed by a bullet fired during a party at Fort Hood. A fellow soldier is charged with the murder. September 8, 2008, a first lieutenant goes looking for missing military equipment at an apartment near Fort Hood and is shot and killed by a soldier from Alabama, who then turns the gun on himself. In Fort Carson, Colorado, 14 soldiers allegedly committed or were charged with murder between 2005 and 2008, and most were from the same brigade. An Army study concluding that brigade, quote, experienced slightly higher levels of combat than any other brigades. And with 11 of the 14 alleged murderers, there were documented problems with alcohol and drugs. Yet less than half got help from the military. And earlier this year at Camp Liberty in Iraq, an Army sergeant walked into a combat stress center and opened fire, killing 5 fellow soldiers. In the days leading up to the attack, that soldier allegedly had been acting erratically and had expressed suicidal thoughts. But a military report later pointed to a lack of guidelines for dealing with soldiers in distress.
Such a tragic loss of life at the hands of our own forces is a cause for great and urgent concern.
A history of on-base violence that added yet another tragic chapter in Texas. Armin Katayan, CBS News, Washington.
In Japan, where shootings are rare, a gunman wounded 3 men this morning. It happened near Tokyo. Police call it gang-related violence. One of the victims is in critical condition. The 62-year-old gunman, an admitted gang member, fled into a building in Yokohama, and as the police closed in, he killed himself. New charges have been filed against a Massachusetts man accused in a terror plot aimed at the highest levels of the U.S. government. Tariq Mahana was charged yesterday with conspiracy to kill in a foreign country and making false statements. Authorities say Mahana and 2 others allegedly talked about killing 2 members of the executive branch and shooting people at malls. Just ahead on the morning news, a check of the overseas markets, plus singer Beyonce brings down the house at the MTV Europe Music Awards. You're watching the CBS Morning News.
Can I help you?
No, thanks. We're waiting to do all of our shopping on Black Friday.
Perfect. We've got great Black Friday doorbusters every Saturday.
But it is Saturday.
Exactly.
Get this 42-inch Zenith Plasma for